The UAW and Ford have tentatively reached an agreement after nearly 6 weeks of strikes. Now, the union saying that the deal includes 25% wage increases over the course of 4 years, adjustments for cost of living, and the right to strike over plant closures. Negotiations still continue between the United Auto Workers Union and General Motors and Stellantis. UAW President Shawn Fain called the deal a, quote, historic agreement.
Ford knew what was coming for them on Wednesday if we didn't get a deal. That was checkmate. On day 40 of the stand-up strike, we reached a historic agreement.
Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian joining us now with the latest. Pras, we just heard Shawn Fain saying checkmate, a historic agreement. What do we know more about just what's in this deal and then the next steps here over the coming days?
Hey, Shauna. So, yeah, interesting with that quote you just played. What he was alluding to was before checkmate was that they were potentially going to strike the F-150 Lightning plant. That was supposedly the next step. And I guess that was enough to sort of prompt Ford to reach this deal. So anyway, some of the big sort of parts of this deal are, you mentioned that 25% base wage increase through 2028 through the end of the deal, 30% increases in the top wage, a 68% raise in starting pay, also shortening the wage progression to 3 years to get to that top wage, and also the reinstatement of COLA or cost of living adjustments, among other things. Ford said it was pleased to reach a deal and they're focused on restarting their plants. And Shawn Fain also saying that, we, quote, we won things nobody thought possible. This agreement sets us on a new path to make things right at Ford, the big three, and across the auto industry. Now the deal still needs to be voted on by the UAW's Ford National Council. Then it goes to members for a vote, perhaps a week from now. And then some Wall Street reaction, initial Wall Street reaction is good. Our good friend Dan Ives saying that was a balanced deal and that he expects to see other deals struck with Stellantis and GM in the next week or so.
Yeah, this is really interesting, Pras, especially given the timing. UAW clearly recognizing, all right, Ford has its back up against the wall. It's about to report earnings. It could come out and have to issue some of the same statements that GM did, or it could strike a deal right before that. Do you feel like Ford felt like they were painted into a corner here and ultimately wanted to give investors some clarity about where they were willing to and ready to move forward?
Right, there's probably a little bit of both there, right? So they're pushed against the wall, potential strike at that F-150 plant, earnings today. But from a timing point of view, I was thinking about this earlier. This is such a good thing for Ford. Right ahead of earnings, they're able to say this deal is struck, talk about it tonight in the call, say what the implications are, maybe keep their guidance, which GM had to pull, and that was sort of a black eye for them, among other things, this week. So it's almost like a big win for Ford over its crosstown rival GM. As it hit the deal, it's probably going to keep its guidance, or at least tweak it slightly, and say that, hey, we're done. We're going to get this voted on. Hopefully the members ratify it and workers go back to the plants. It can't be said yet for GM and Stellantis, but I think that they at least have a model template to work with, and we'll probably see these other two deals happen very shortly.
All right, we're going to be watching that very closely, as we know you will as well, Pras. Tracking ticker symbol F here on the day here, pre-market, and as of right now, we're just taking a look at shares that are up by about 2.7%. We'll continue to keep a close eye on that moving forward here as we get closer to the start of today's trading activity.